Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and I was just playing around with this logo for somebody, and I started noticing how not symmetrical it was, and it might not make a difference in this case because it's got some different shapes. But your outline could be symmetrical. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select it all. I'm going to Control G and group it together. I'm going to hit P on the keyboard, put it in the center of the page. I'm going to go to Ungroup Object, and I'm going to take my nudge distance and set it on, well, let's see how big this item is. It's only 3 inches. So I'm going to set my nudge distance on 4. And this is pretty important to use this nudge distance because, and we can group these together now, Control G, and we'll just cursor them out of the way. But the reason that's important, you'll see in just a little bit. And I've done several videos on this, but as you can see, in one way you can check stuff. Let's go Control D, and see I'm using somebody else's file, and they've got their nudge distance set on 1/4 of an inch, which I don't like. So let's go Control D and make a duplicate, and then let's mirror it. See how far it's off? Let's go back and mirror it the other way. It's off. So let's get rid of that duplicate. I'm going to bring in I've done this before, but I've never done it both directions. We're going to say this is the one we want, this corner. So I'm going to draw 2 lines. I'm hitting P in the keyboard and putting them in the center of the page. Then I'm going to take my virtual segment delete key, and I'm going to delete these other 2 shapes. Now I'm going to take this one. I'm going to Control D, grabbing that handle while holding down the control button. Now I'm going to grab these 2, Control D, using this handle while holding down the control button. Now I'm going to get rid of my lines. There'll be 2 center lines because I made a duplicate. Now this is equal. As always, I would take my Smart Fill tool and fill it in, nudge it over, left click, right click, get rid of this one, put this one back in the center of the page, and now you've got a symmetrical box, and I'll show you Control D, and we'll flip it, and it mirrors it right on top of each other. You can't tell the difference. Now this is why you would have your nudge distance so important. You can put that right back. Now in this case, this one did not work because of the fact that it's actually going into this logo, but that's very easily fixed just by taking your nodes, and you would want to do the exact same thing again in making them equal, and just move these nodes up out of the way and maybe even reduce that node. And I actually messed up there a little bit. So let's grab the shape tool, grab these nodes, and just push it up. I'm missing a node is what's happening. And then we've evidently got 2 copies of it. So now you have that out of the way. And you could play around with this and get it closer. I would actually play around with this and get it away from this edge with your shape tool, moving this out of the way a little bit, maybe deleting these nodes, maybe get that, converting these into a curve, and getting rid of that node, and play around with it. There's a lot you can do with it to make it more of a, and then in this case we need to make this one a cusp so it won't change that the other edge. And then you would take it back out and do the exact same thing I did with the shape tool. Well, let's just do it real quick. If you're getting bored with the video, you can just stop watching now. But we've got this shape here, so we want it on this other side. So we're going to do the exact same thing. Using a line, put it in the center of the page, getting our virtual segment delete key and deleting this one. Control D and make a duplicate, holding down that one while holding down the control button. This time I'm not going to smart fill it, but then you can take your object and put it back, and now this object is the same up top on both sides. Your graphic is a little bit off, and so you'd want to clean that up, but that's just how to make it symmetrical. Hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.